guys, so we're back on our seatbelt hump delete on this. This is part 2. So if you didn't see before, there's a seatbelt hump inside these cars and something like that. So we cut a giant hole in this and smoothing it out and making it a little bit nicer and a little bit better to fit our new wheels. So with that, I've been working on some templates. I'm gonna go down here and finish that one up. Okay, so you can see I set some cardboard up there. So now I'm just gonna scribe a line with my paint marker on the back side of that. Should give me my nice curve the whole length. And then the length of it will adjust when it's getting close to getting put on. So let's get that marked up and cut it out. We went ahead and took our template and cut it out of some metal. Got some cleaning up to do and some edges to around here. So get our grinder out and take care of some of that stuff. Get it to better fit our template. Okay, now we'll start the long, strenuous process of making this fit better than it does. So we can weld it with no problem. So let's get down here and start grinding. Okay, so we got that pretty matched up. Pretty good. So what I'm going to do is start from this upper side up here and start just tacking my way down. And once I get closer to the bottom here, we will figure out where this edge is gonna meet with this bottom. So what we're creating is a flange here that goes from here down to here. So when we put our patch panel in, to fit this, we can just spot weld it like the factory. So let's start getting this tacked into place. too bad for my, I wouldn't say it's my first TIG weld, but not the best. But there's 2 pieces of metal fused, so we'll get this smoothed out and figure out what we're gonna do down here. Okay, so like I said, not the greatest TIG welder in the world. It's only like my first project doing this, so did a little bit of TIG welding on some scrap steel, but honestly I've never fused any 2 pieces of metal together, so just kind of jumped into it head first. So we'll flip you around here, and I guess luckily I'm a good grinder. So there we go, got our flange in. Like I said, this, I was kind of trying to fill some stuff here, but all this is going to be back behind a panel, which we're going to seam seal all of this. So our next piece is our big piece. So like I said, we'll go ahead and we'll make this out of steel. Let me get this in place. So now all we got to do is make this piece out of steel, and then we'll, like I said, we'll put our spot welds down here. I'm not sure on this edge if I'm going to go ahead and do a flange. I do have a flange tool that will create a flange all the way around, and then it will sit actually behind this piece. I don't know if we're gonna do that or not, or just weld the whole seam, but we'll see. Like I said, kind of a good starter project, kind of tough, but something that once we get the, you know, we're going to use that Herculiner again inside our wheel wells. You're not really going to see that too much, but it's going to serve a purpose, you know. So you're going to get more, we're going to get more room for our wheels and tires. It's going to look a little bit better, and yeah, it's there to serve a purpose. So let's get this cut out of steel.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Okay, so got her cut out of metal. That's the old piece that I cut out. This is why I tried keeping this all in one piece. There's going to be a slight curvature that's going to have to get put into this to match. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it up to the other piece here. Kind of like that. Get my paint marker. And I'm going to mark where that curve needs to start. Take my level, match, bring you guys down here. So you see I put my mark in it here. So I'm gonna match this outer line here, take my level and just eyeball it and bring it over. Make sure my space is even all the way down. Just draw a line straight down. So that's kind of where I know where my bend needs to be. Like I said, some of this is flat, some of it's bent, most of it's rounded. So like many people, I don't have a brake or a roller, so I'm just gonna take it over here on my stairs and just slowly start working this bend in there. So this 16 gauge, I was trying to find some 18 gauge. All I could find was 16 and 22 on a small piece. So we'll make it work, but I'm gonna bend this up and start getting this fitted to the car. Okay, so we got it somewhat close. We just took our plate here, and like I said, we put that line on there, marked it down, and what we did is the old fashioned, literally just put it over the top of the board, use that edge, and hit it with our dead blow, just to get our arc in there. Now, I'm not gonna get it perfect in this way, but we're pretty close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start tacking this edge here and just start working my way around and take my hammer and dolly and just start hammer and dollying it to get it closer. So looks like it's about the right size. So let's go ahead and we'll start tacking this side and just working our way around. That way we can get the shape right, but it's fitting up pretty good.
Perfect, perfect, perfect,
There she is, all welded in. Yeah, I probably should have picked something for my first TIG welding job, but she's one piece. We're gonna go ahead and we'll throw some mud on here and smooth it out a little bit. Like I said, you're not gonna see too much through our undercoat, but we got our holes punched out for our spot welds, and we'll plug those in and yeah, wrap this project up for right now until we start going to undercoat it. So let's get that in. There she is, all finished up. So like I said, we'll use some filler in there to fill in some of it, but we're gonna get the room back turned out pretty good. Like I said, it's all flush with the other, got a nice curve to it, so not bad for a home job. So not bad for never TIG welding before, I think. If you got any pointers, go ahead and leave them in comments. I think I'd probably do a little bit better with some thinner filler rod. But yeah, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. But other than that, I think didn't turn out too bad for my first one. So we'll get some filler on there and yeah, get it all coated and you won't even know it's there. So with that, that's gonna wrap up our inner wheel well modifications. We're probably gonna end up having to roll our fenders, but I want to wait till we get our wheels and tires and get this thing set back on the ground to do that. But next we're gonna finish disassembling some of the stuff underneath. I got some, you know, just my bump stops and other stuff to take off. And then we have to do some modifications for our Hotchkiss sway bar in the rear. We had to drill out some holes and put some sandwich plates in. So we'll go ahead and do that, I believe, before we do the undercoating. And we're going to start undercoating so we can start putting the rear end back together. Not too much crazy stuff in the back yet. Like I said, you guys have seen the rendering. The rendering shows a nice fender flare on here. Like I said, we're gonna wait till we get the wheels to get ourselves figured out with that. I'm not gonna start cutting it now. So might be some more slicing and dicing with this car, but that frees up quite a bit of room. So out with the old, gain a couple inches on that. So, but with that, I'm gonna leave you guys off here. A lot of new subscribers this week. I mean, not crazy amounts, but for me, that's a pretty good amount. So thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you're enjoying the project and going back and checking out some of the other videos. And yeah, like I said, thank you. Every little bit helps. Like I said, I started off this project just as a project to do and documenting it through YouTube. So kind of a modern version of those booklets that you lay out, as far as, you know, like build sheets and stuff like that. So something for me to look back on, something for my kids to look back on when they get older and actually understand what Daddy did. So but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Come back for more content, and yeah, like, subscribe, share. Every little bit helps. So like I said, maybe some comments kind of giving me some advice on TIG welding. Completely new to me, so not terrible, but we'll get her figured out. So with that, I'll see you guys down the road.